NBC5 investigates. The city of Chicago will have to pay now more than $800,000. All this to the owners of a vacant lot in Brighton Park, all to settle a lawsuit.
You'll remember this story. The city already spent nearly $1 million there on upgrades as part of a failed plan to house migrants on this lot. Tonight, our Bennett Haberly reveals his fight for answers in Money for Nothing.
When it was proposed more than 18 months ago as a possible site to house up to 2,000 migrants, neighbors protested. When an 800-page environmental report revealed levels of mercury and other toxic metals in the soil that exceeded environmental standards, the city planned to move forward anyway. Hundreds of truckloads of gravel were brought in to remediate concerns before the Illinois EPA stepped in, scrapping the plans, arguing the city's contractor had not collected enough samples and that the remediation efforts were insufficient.
I think that it did call attention to a lot of the environmental issues that we have here in the neighborhood, and I think there maybe were people who had been living here already and didn't really understand some of the risks that they might be facing.
Anthony Mosier with the watchdog group The Foya Bakery was among the first to obtain records detailing the lot's 100-year history as an industrial site. Since those plans were scrapped in December of 2023, NBC5 Investigates began asking questions about how did the city get out of this lease agreement, a deal that required the city to make monthly payments of more than $91,000 for the 6-month term. We filed multiple public records requests asking for details. No records were available. This was the response we got from Mayor Brandon Johnson's administration when we asked again in late February.
In the lease in Brighton Park, were we able to get out of that?
The lease in Brighton Park, I'm going to hand that over to Mary because I believe there's some legal implications with that. We'll get back to you.
Thank you all very much. And with that, I'll take any questions.
And again in March.
A couple of weeks ago, I asked about whether or not the city was able to get out of its licensing agreement at Brighton Park. I was told your office would get back to me. I've reached out 2 or 3 times now, never heard back. Do you know what happened with that?
I'll make sure someone gets back to you. I apologize for the delay. We'll get somebody to get back with you.
This week, we even went to pay a visit to the owners of the lot, the Barneakers Corporation out of Markham, who for weeks have ignored our phone calls. And then this week, something changed. The city's law department got back to us, saying they'd reached a settlement agreement with the owners of this lot and will pay them $816,000, in addition to making some improvements. That's on top of the $985,000 the city already spent. Nearly a year ago, the owners of the land sued the city for breach of contract, alleging the city had failed to make lease payments. Part of the demands in the lawsuit called on the city to remove 635 truckloads of gravel brought in to remediate those environmental concerns. But this settlement agreement does not mention that. Instead, it says any alterations the city made were improvements and that the city will finish building this wheelchair ramp and cap off water and sewer lines that were added. The settlement agreement, which neither party admits fault, means taxpayers have spent $1.8 million on an empty lot they don't own.
I think it's representative of the pitfalls of the approach that they've been taking, which is that they can put a lot of money into something and at the end of the day not have anything to show for it.
We reached out to the landowner and their attorneys, but we haven't heard back. Bennett Haberly, NBC5 Investigates.